Welcome to the Eczema Warrior podcast. I'm your host, Julia Chen. I'm here to help you heal your eczema naturally so you can finally live your best damn life. Many years ago in my own eczema healing journey, I was stuck and confused on how to heal my skin. Fast forward to today, after many lessons learned and lots of trial and error, I'm now living my best life and traveling the world with clearer skin. If you're an eczema or TSW warrior who desires a life of food freedom and is wanting to heal your skin without steroids while using mindset and manifestation as a tool, you're in the right place. Now let's get into it. Hi, my angels. Welcome to episode 57 of the Eczema Warrior podcast. Today's episode, I want to talk about how long it takes to heal. Whether you are going through a flare right now, you're having gut issues, general inflammation, we're going to cover all of that today. This is one of the most common questions I get when I see clients, even you guys asking me in the DMs. You've been fighting this flare, fighting this inflammation for a while now, and you're just wondering how long it's going to take to heal. So in this episode, I'm going to be covering a few things. I'm going to be talking about different factors that influence healing timeline. We're also going to go into the difference between having an acute inflammation versus chronic inflammation. And the last thing I want to share with you is one thing that I would definitely focus on if you want to see faster healing. Now, before we get into it, we're just going to do a quick life update. So it's been over a week now here in Vietnam. I'm in this city called Da Nang. It's super cute city along the beach. I said I would share a little bit of an update about how it's like here in comparison to Chiang Mai, Thailand. So overall, it's been good. The weather here isn't as nice as it is in Chiang Mai. It is a lot cooler. It's more cloudy that I've noticed, but maybe because I've only been here for a week, so I have to kind of see what it's going to be like over the next 2 months. I love the beach. I went for my first ocean dip a couple days ago in the early morning. That was so nice. You guys know I'm an ocean girl. I love being in the water. It's very healing for me. It's very, very therapeutic for me as well. There's also a very nice pathway that goes along the beach. And so I think I mentioned in last week's episode, but I went for a jog along the beach there. So that's really nice. Other than that, I've just been working a ton because my friends and I are going to be traveling different parts of Vietnam in the next couple of weeks. I'm also trying to post more content as well. So that being said, there's a lot of work to do. What else do I want to share? The food in Vietnam, amazing. I love noodle soups. I love banh mi. I love chicken noodle soup, all the noodle soups I love. And Vietnam is obviously the spot for that. I will say I do miss the coffees in Chiang Mai, even though the coffee is here in Vietnam. So it's famous for the Saigon coffee, coconut coffee, salt coffee. Like those are very, very tasty, delicious type of coffees here you can get in Vietnam. However, I miss like my just basic oat milk lattes. And not all the coffee shops here in Vietnam actually make oat milk lattes. I had one yesterday. The oat milk just didn't hit right. My oat milk girlies out there, you know what I mean when you find an oat milk latte and the oat milk just hits perfectly. It's like creamy, it's smooth, it just tastes amazing. I haven't found that yet, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so that's a quick little life update. Now let's get into today's episode. So when it comes to the timeline of healing your eczema, healing any kind of inflammation, whether it's your gut problems, whether it is joint pain or headaches or PMS symptoms, actually is a type of inflammation, hormone imbalance, there are some factors I want you to think about. First of all, it's important to assess the severity of the symptoms. Is it mild, meaning you're just getting mild symptoms? Is it moderate to severe, right? Maybe you're getting these intense symptoms every single day, every single week. Severity is key because when you have inflammation that is more severe, of course, it's going to take longer to heal, right? Because the inflammation is a lot more intense. It's going to take more out of you in order to heal the inflammation naturally. So always taking severity into consideration. If we're using eczema, for example, if you just have a couple patches here and there, that is something that you could probably heal pretty quickly. However, if you have eczema covering your entire body, then of course that's going to take some time to heal. It could take a few months, it could take up to a year. There is no actual how many days or how many months is it going to take to heal. Just keep in mind that the more severe it is, the longer it's going to take. Past medical history. This is also really important to think about when you're wondering about when you're going to heal, is what kind of other medical conditions that you have that could be making it more difficult to heal. For example, if you're someone that has eczema, but you also deal with heavy periods and PMS symptoms and hormones, and you also have severe constipation, not even severe, just constipation, diarrhea, other gut stuff going on, along with the eczema. So you have symptoms going on in different parts of your body. Then this tells me that your body's imbalanced. And so if your body's imbalanced, then it'll take some time to heal, because not only do you have to heal your eczema, but because your eczema is linked to your gut, you want to be targeting the gut, making sure that's under control. If you have PMS symptoms, that's also inflammation. We also want to address that as well. And like I said, your body is all interconnected in terms of the organs and the systems. And so the more things that are going on in your body, the more difficult it's going to heal. Versus if you're someone who just had a little bit of constipation and you have a little bit of eczema, of course, that's going to be faster to heal those symptoms. Lifestyle also plays a really big role here. So what is your overall lifestyle in the day? How is your routine? Are you someone who works a lot? Are you someone that has a very high stress job? Do you sleep very late? Can you not sleep at all? Maybe you've had insomnia all your life, so sleep has always been a struggle. How are your routines? So do you practice self-care? Do you do meditation? Are you intentional with it? What is your diet like? All of that's going to impact your healing timeline, right? Someone who doesn't have a high stress job, has a regular job, they're happy with it, they're not stressed. If they are, they have stress management techniques, versus someone who is high stress. Maybe they're a doctor, maybe they're a lawyer. Obviously, that is going to affect the healing, because if you're stressed, it's going to cause inflammation, it's going to cause high cortisol levels, and you're always on the go, then whatever health problem you're dealing with, it's going to take a lot longer to heal. The other thing I want you to keep in mind of is how long you've actually had these symptoms. So this is kind of similar to the past medical history, is how long have you had eczema? How long have you had constipation? How long have you had gut issues? How long have you been stressed for, right? The longer you've had these symptoms, the more work that needs to be done. Because obviously the symptoms are there because something's not working, right? Something is driving the inflammation and it's not healing. And so if you've had these symptoms for a long time without addressing it, we have to address a root cause and figure out what is driving the inflammation in the first place. And sometimes it can be difficult to identify those things, especially if you've had these symptoms for a long time. Maybe you've tried going on diets, maybe you've tried taking supplements or whatever it is. And this is why I say work with a registered dietitian, work with someone experienced in the field, because you're going to have blind spots when you're trying to heal yourself, and you won't be able to see it, but someone else might be able to, right? And it's going to be a lot faster and more efficient in identifying the root cause of your symptoms. So again, here are some factors that influence your healing timeline: the severity, your past medical history, your lifestyle, how long you've had these symptoms for. And another thing I want to add on to is, how was your overall health growing up as a child? I think sometimes we forget about that. We just think about the current present moment. We're like, I'm eating vegan, I'm so healthy, I'm taking all the supplements, I'm doing my best right now to heal, but it's like not healing as fast as I want it to heal, right? Think about your health over the past, 20, 25, 30 years, however old you are. How is your overall health? Because your overall health growing up determines your health now, whatever age you are. How was your nutrition growing up? How was your lifestyle growing up? Did you take a lot of antibiotics as a child? Did you take a lot of medications? Did you grow up in a stressful environment? All of that actually has a lot of science, how the environment you grew up in can actually impact your gut health and impact your health. So you have to really keep that in mind as well. And that will tell you more as to how long it would take for you to heal. I know I haven't answered the question yet. How many months, Julia? How many years is it going to take? Because I'm getting to it, okay? I'm going to get to it. I just want to bring these factors that influence your healing timeline so you don't feel confused. Okay, so moving on to acute versus chronic inflammation. So when your body is going through inflammation, there's two types. There's acute and chronic. Think about acute inflammation as like the short-term response to a recent injury, recent infection. It happens pretty quickly. So to give an example of what that looks like, let's say you get the stomach flu, right? That's acute inflammation. You got a bug, so you have to heal it, and usually it heals within a few days. Another example is eczema. Let's say you were exposed to a chemical or an allergen that caused your eczema to flare up. It's a reaction to the environment, so it's acute and it will heal within the next few days as long as you remove that allergen from your body or from your environment, right? So that's acute inflammation. Usually when it comes to acute inflammation, it usually heals pretty quickly depending on the type of inflammation. It could be a few days, it can be a few weeks. Now, the difference between acute versus chronic inflammation is basic prolonged response to something, to an allergen, to a root cause for weeks, months, or even years. This type of inflammation is going to definitely take longer to heal because it's been going on for a period of time, right? For example, stress. We know that there's acute stress, but most of us often deal with chronic stress, right? Whether that stress is from work, it's from your job, it's from thinking about your eczema all the time. This type of stress lingers for months for a lot of people, even years. And so when you have this type of chronic stress, it's going to lead to chronic inflammation. And when chronic stress becomes chronic inflammation, it is very difficult to heal. It's going to take a lot of meditation. It's going to take a lot of nervous system regulation. It's going to take supplements. It's going to take therapy. It's going to take a long time. So when you're thinking about your symptoms, I want you to think about, okay, is this an acute inflammation or chronic inflammation? Is this something that I was exposed to recently? Maybe you ate a certain food, it caused a reaction. Okay, that's acute. That's going to heal within the next day, hopefully the next week. Or is this chronic inflammation? You've been dealing with gut issues, you've had constipation all your life, you've had eczema all your life. It's going to take more than just waiting a few days for it to heal, right? It's really getting to the root cause. It's uncovering that. It's looking deeper into it and then having a proper protocol to heal those symptoms. Okay, that being said, let's talk about the actual timeline. So I'm just going to use my clients as an example because I've seen hundreds and hundreds of clients over the past 4 years. So I have a general idea of how their healing looks like. So I have clients who have mild eczema, meaning they just have certain patches here and there, not super severe. They're able to heal their eczema in less than 3 months. I have clients who have mild to moderate eczema. It's a little bit more widespread, but they don't have that many root causes. They're able to heal their skin within 3 to 6 months. Now, the clients that take the longest to heal, I will say, are the clients that have a lot of stress going on because stress flares always are more difficult to heal. A lot of us don't know what to do when it comes to managing stress, right? We think we just meditate one time and our skin heals. We think we just do breath work and it gets better. But stress is one of those things a lot of us have ongoing. So if you're someone who has stress as a root cause, you may also be someone that may take longer to heal. However, I do have clients with moderate eczema with stress. And if they are consistent, if they work on their mindset, if they do the regular mindfulness practice, they're able to heal their eczema in 6 months. They're able to heal their gut symptoms in 6 months. They're able to heal their PMS symptoms in 6 months. Even my clients who've had PMS all their life, they don't even know what it feels like to not feel pain around their period. And in 6 months, they're able to not have any PMS symptoms. And this is the power of being consistent and doing the work. So it's really possible to heal yourself in just 6 months. It's about putting your head down, doing the work, being consistent, but not just guessing, right? We're talking about having a good protocol that you're following and implementing the mindfulness. I also have clients who take years, right? And these are my TSW clients. TSW is topical steroid withdrawal. It's withdrawal from topical steroids. So I have tons of clients who are going through this. And TSW always prolongs the healing journey just because you're no longer dealing with just eczema or just inflammation or just gut issues. You're now dealing with the drug withdrawal. So with these clients, minimum a year to see improvements. But, I do have clients that are 3, 4, 5 years into their TSW journey and they still are struggling with symptoms. Am I saying that they are in full-blown TSW? No, because when they're doing the work and they're healing themselves, their symptoms start to improve to the point where they have quality of life, they can do normal things, they can enjoy the foods that they want, they can have a generally normal life, even though they have a few symptoms lingering around. So that's what I want to say for my TSW clients. It does take a few years, I would say, for some people, but it's not all bad all those years, right? As long as you are targeting your root causes still and working on yourself and healing your body inside out, then your symptoms are going to improve with time. So you can see here that there's no exact timeline of when you're going to heal. Everyone's body is very different. There's so many factors to consider. Is it acute or chronic inflammation? Are you going through TSW? How many symptoms do you have? Like, all of this needs to be assessed by a practitioner. Otherwise, it'd be very difficult to figure out on your own. But, I gave you an idea. It can take from a few months to a couple years. It could take shorter. It could take longer. It really, really depends. But I truly believe when you do the work, your body is smart and knows what it's doing. When you give it the tools, it is going to heal. I have an example I just thought of just now is one of my client calls I had today. She started working with me recently in the past few weeks. In just 2 weeks, she started noticing a difference in her skin. And she's someone that has been dealing with flares over the past few months. She has been on restrictive dieting. She's been on all these cleanses and things like that. And those things didn't work for the past few months. Doing what I taught her with a proper protocol, she already started seeing healing in just 2 weeks. So this is the power of having a right protocol, but also being assessed by someone who knows what they're doing. Okay, the last thing I want to share with you is I know how hard it is to wonder when healing is going to happen and if it's going to happen. But the one thing I want you to focus on, if you take anything away from this episode, is to release the control of when it's going to happen. I know it's easier said than done, but if you are doing the things, if you are taking aligned action, if you're following your protocol, given that it's not restrictive, you're working on your mindset, you're working on your stress, you're in flow, then it's just a matter of time. We don't know when. We can't control the timeline, but what we can control is our actions. And our actions are always going to lead to results. So surrender to the when, leave it to the universe, believe in yourself, and you're going to see healing in no time. Okay? That's what I have for today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. There's a lot to it, a lot to consider. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram at juliachen.rd. You can send me an email as well. Happy to chat. And if you need more support when it comes to your healing, whether it's eczema, gut issues, hormones, any kind of inflammation that you're experiencing, I would love to work with you. I'm taking new clients inside my practice. You can send me a DM on Instagram. You can send me an email at hello@juliachen.ca, or you can apply for my program in the show notes below. This is my Clear Eczema program, my 6-month coaching program for my eczema and TSW warriors. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your evening, and I love you guys so much. We will see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Now, before I let you go, I want to let you know I have this amazing eczema visualization. This visualization has helped me so much when it comes to manifesting eczema healing flares faster than I can ever imagine, reducing the itch, and just feeling great in my body. This is the exact same visualization I use for my own healing as well as my clients' healing as well. And if you want to receive this visualization, then all you have to do is leave us a review and tell us what you think about the podcast, screenshot it, send it to your email at hello@juliachen.ca, and you will receive the visualization to your inbox. I look forward to seeing your review, and we will see you in the next episode.